Good morning. My name is Suzanne. I'm your teacher this morning. Would you like to introduce yourself to me, Shahar? Good morning. Can you hear me, Shahar? Yes, I can. Okay, thank you. Do you go to work, Shahar? Are you a housewife or a student? Okay, thank you. Well, my name is Suzanne. I'm British, but I live in Spain. So I live in the south of Spain, in Malaga. Okay, today's lesson is British and American English, and it's an upper intermediate lesson. Have you done this lesson before, Sahar? Okay. So hopefully there will be some more students joining us. We usually have 3 or 4 or sometimes 5 students in a class, but if it's only you, it's fantastic. It's like a private lesson. Okay, so let's look at the first slide. More than 50 countries use English as their official language. How many can you name in 1 minute? Okay, how many countries use English as their official language? Tell me, Sahar. Okay, let's say hello to Ahud. Ahud, would you like to say hello to the class, please? Ahud, can you hear me? Would you like to say hello? Oh, Rustam. Rustam, would you like to say hello to the class, please? Okay, Ahud, can you say hello so we can see if we can hear you?
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
My name is Rustam. I'm from Russia, and I just joined the class a few minutes ago.
Okay, and can you tell us, Rustam, are you a student? Or do you go to work?
I'm working as engineer for oil company. We are drilling for oil.
Okay, fantastic. And are you working in Russia?
Yes, I'm working in Russia, in West Siberia.
Okay, fantastic. So, Rustam, while you're on, can you name any any countries that use English as their official language?
Yeah, I think it's India, Malaysia. What else?
Okay, so we've got United Kingdom.
South Africa. Yeah, United Kingdom.
Yes. South Africa, Malaysia, Australia.
Yes.
Okay, so quite a few countries. Thank you, Rustam. Okay, we're going to name 5 vocabulary differences between American English and British English. Okay, now, being British myself, I'm not going to agree with all of these slides, okay? So the first one, umbrella and brolly. Okay, so this slide, this English Town presentation are saying that umbrella is American English and that brolly is British English. Well, I have to disagree with this, I'm afraid. Umbrella is both American and British English. Okay, so we always use the word umbrella. However, the word brolly is a slang word. Okay, so we do use it, but it's a slang word. And they would use that word more in the north of England. Okay, so it is a word, but we don't use it very often. Okay, if you look in the dictionary, it will say umbrella. Okay, so can anybody tell me any more words that there's a difference in American and British? Can anybody tell me? And we're going to say hello to Forrest. Hi Forrest, can you hear us? Would you like to introduce yourself, please? We can't hear you very well, Forrest. You're you're not very loud. A little. Yeah, a little better. A little better. Okay, so can you give me a word that's different in American and British? Can you think of anything? Okay, let's go on. Let's have a look. Okay, Rustam may have one for us. Okay, tell us, Rustam.
Yeah, for example, it's apartment and flat.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. There's a flat in British English and an apartment in American English. Again, we use both. We use an apartment as well in English, but this is excellent. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, do you prefer British or American English, and why? So, Sahar, do you prefer British English or American English? Okay, thank you. And Rustam, do you prefer British or American English?
I prefer American English. It's easier to understand and it's very straightforward and it's more informal.
Okay, and so if you were in an important business meeting, wouldn't you prefer to be formal?
Yes, true. I prefer to be formal in business meeting. But to understand, like, for example, movies or people, like on the street, for example, it's better to use American English.
Okay, and do you understand me with my perfect British accent?
Yes.
Excellent. Good. Okay, Forrest. Forrest, do you prefer British or American English, and why? Okay, thank you. You continue, Forrest. Go ahead. Okay, thank you. Let's look. Okay, what about this word? What does this word mean? Can you give me a definition of the word fortnight? Anybody? Sahar, or Rustam, Forrest, or Hood? What does this word mean? Okay, Sahar, tell me. Yes, good. It means 14 nights. Okay, it means 14 nights. In Spain, where I live, it means 15 nights. So you have to be careful. But when I go on holiday, sometimes I can go for a week, but I prefer to go for a fortnight. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, let's ask Rustam. Rustam, is umbrella an American word or an English word?
I think it's both American and English because I heard it in US and in UK as well.
Okay, and what about the word aubergine? What is it, and is it American or English?
I have no idea. Never
No
heard
idea, okay.
Probably English.
Okay, Sahar, do you know the word aubergine? And Forrest, do you know the word aubergine? And what's the definition? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so an aubergine is something you eat. And the American word for aubergine is an eggplant. Okay, an eggplant is a big purple vegetable, and you put it into casseroles. Okay, what's this? Gas. What's the English word or the British word for gas? Something you put in the car. Okay, Rustam, tell me.
It's American word, and it means petrol, maybe petrol in English.
Okay, good. So petrol.
Yeah.
When I go to the garage, I fill up with petrol. Okay, let's see the next slide. Can we add any more words to this list? Can we add any more words? Okay, Sahar, tell me. No difference, it's the same. Gas is just an abbreviation of gasoline. Okay, so it's the same word, just an abbreviation. Okay, so what was the word you said, Sahar? What was the word you gave me as an example? Okay, Sahar, can you put it in the chat box for me? Put it in the chat box because you're not very clear. Thank you. Okay, good. Yes, in America it's fall, and in British English it's autumn. So in the fall, which is about September time, and we say in the autumn. Okay, any more examples? Okay, there's hundreds of differences, so who can give me another example? Okay, I have one. Okay, in the British English, we walk on the pavement. So the cars are on the road and the people, the pedestrians, walk on the pavement. What do you walk on in America? What's the American word for pavement? Any ideas? No idea? Okay, it's the sidewalk. So in America you walk on the sidewalk, and in British English we walk on the pavement. Okay, let's look on the next slide. Okay, Rustam, tell me.
Which has a different spelling, but pronunciation.
Okay, tell me.
It's through, like via, through the gate, for example.
Okay, and what's the difference in spelling?
And it's in American English, it's like THU, THRU. But in British English, it's more letters.
Yes, I've THROUGH.
That's why
Okay,
it's more simple.
one thing I would more simple, yes. But if you were going to take the Cambridge exams for English, all the American words would be incorrect. Okay, the Cambridge exams is like one of the top exams in the world to take for English qualifications, and if you put THRU, it would be marked incorrect. Okay, so one thing you do have to remember, students, is that British English is the original English. Okay, it is the original English. Okay, so we're going to look at the differences here. We're going to match the American words with their British meanings. Okay, so the first one we did, gas and petrol, we did already. We did umbrella already, which I sort of disagreed with. So umbrella and brolly is a slang word. Okay, eggplant we did. So it's eggplant in American English and aubergine in British English. And this is the purple vegetable. It's a big purple vegetable. Okay, we've done this one already, 2 weeks in American English and a fortnight in British English. Okay, who can tell me number 5? Band-aid. Okay, tell me, Rustam, go ahead.
I think it's plaster. It's what you put
Okay,
when
good.
you have shorted your hand, for example.
Excellent, yes, a band-aid and a plaster. So if you cut your hand, you put a plaster on it. Okay, what about this one? Check off. To check off something. Forrest, do you know that one? Okay, Sahar, thank you. Tell me, Sahar. Okay, good. To check something or to tick something, or to check off or to tick off is the same. Okay, what about number 7? Exactly right. What's the British for exactly right? And the last one is sausages. So who can tell me these 2? Okay, let me ask Forrest. Go ahead, Forrest. I can't hear you very well, Forrest. Okay, for number 7 or number 8? Okay, so exactly right is spot on, and the sausages are bangers. Okay, but also I must tell you number 8, everybody uses sausages. It's the same as umbrella. These are British words. Okay, umbrella and sausages. And slang, do you understand the word for slang words? A slang word is bangers and a slang word is brolly. Right, so these aren't correct words. Okay, so we use sausages and we use umbrella. Okay, so let's look here. Okay, sometimes people use some words from American English and some words from British English. Which of these words in the lists do you usually use? Okay, so does any of you use the British words, or do you always use all of the American words? Okay, Rustam, go ahead, tell me.
I mainly use American words, but I use some English. It's take off, plaster, and that's it.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I never use the word check. To check something for me is to examine something to see if it's correct or incorrect. So sometimes when I hear that something has to be checked, I'm not thinking of a tick, I'm thinking I have to read it for a second time. So even for English people it can be confusing. Okay, Sahar, go ahead. Okay, good. Excellent. So let's look at the next slide. Okay, so you and a roommate need to buy some things at the market. You speak American English and your roommate speaks British English. Okay, so student A, you speak American English, use the shopping list and other American words and phrases you know to hold a conversation with student B about the things you need to buy. And student B, you speak British English and use the shopping list and other British words and phrases you know to respond to student A. So for example, hi Simon, let's go shopping. Do we need eggplant and sausages? Hi Bob, yes, but we also need plasters. Don't forget the brolly. Okay, so let's start with Rustam. Okay, so Rustam, you're going to be student A, and I'm going to respond to you. Okay, so go ahead, Rustam. Okay, go ahead, Rustam.
Excuse me, my iPad was not working correctly.
Okay, so Rustam, go ahead. I'm going. Yeah. I'm going to be student B.
Okay. We need to go to the gas station to get some gas. What else do we need?
Okay, well when we go to buy some petrol, we also need to get some aubergines for dinner.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, again Rustam, do it a second time.
Second time?
Yes.
Autumn is coming, fall is coming. We need to buy some umbrellas for you and for me as well.
Okay, yes.
For fall.
Well, hopefully we won't need the brollies for autumn, and we'll definitely need to buy a new brolly for winter. But in England, sometimes we need the brolly all the time. Okay, excellent. Sahar, your turn. Talk to me in American English and I'll respond to you in perfect British English. You need to buy Band-Aid. I think it's Band-Aid, I think. Okay, Sahar, I don't have any Band-Aids. I don't know what that is, but I've got some plasters. Would you like a plaster? Okay. Okay, Forrest. Let's go shopping and tell me what we need in American English. And I'll respond in British English. And speak loudly, please, Forrest, because we can't hear you. Go ahead.
Hi, Susanna. Then our car have no the gas.
Okay, let's go and buy some petrol. Do we need some oil at the same time?
That's a good idea.
Okay, it's always a good idea to check the oil in the car and to check the water. You see, for my English, I'm checking the water and I'm checking the oil in my car, but I'm not ticking them. I'm examining them to see if I need water and oil in my car. So we use the word check quite differently. Okay, Oud, can you hear me? Oud, would you like to say hello yet, or are you listening only? Would you like to give us a message in the chat box? We haven't heard you speak yet, Oud. Okay, let's look on the next slide. Okay, Rustam, what would you like to say? Go ahead.
I need to clear something. In the car, for example, you have a trunk or you have a boot. Which one is American, which one is English? Trunk or boot?
Okay, the American one is trunk and the English one is boot.
It was one more example.
Okay, so what is the English definition of trunk? Do you know, Rustam? If I said trunk in a sentence, what would I mean?
For example, you're traveling and you have a big bag and you want to put it in your trunk, in your car.
Okay, when I'm traveling, I have a suitcase.
You have a suitcase or you have a luggage.
Yes, a suitcase or luggage when I'm traveling. The only time I would have a trunk would be a very big box which I might keep in my attic full of stuff.
I thought it's only about the car.
Yeah, it's only the car in American English. But some people have a trunk in the attic.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and it's just full of old photographs and stuff from when you were a child. Okay, let's look at the next slide. Okay, so we named the countries that used English. We only got about 10. We didn't do very well, did we? We've got UK, South Africa, Canada, India, Malaysia, Australia and America. There must be other countries that speak American or speak English. We discussed the vocabulary between the differences and we practiced using some of the words. You all said it's easier to use American English, whereas I think that British English is the original and you need British English for Cambridge examinations. Which language do you think is more formal? You all said that the British English was more formal, which it is. Which is more fun? Okay, I think the American English is probably more fun. Definitely the British English is more correct. There's no doubt whatsoever that the British English is far, far, far more correct. And which is cooler? Well, I'm sure you probably agree that the American English is cooler. But we need to remember we're learning English and the English is more correct. Okay, so does anybody have anything to say about this topic today? American English or British English? Can we think of any more examples? Okay, so does anybody have anything to say about anything? Ask me any questions at all. We have another 10 minutes. Okay, Sahar is typing something. Okay, so the topic for today is really useful and amazing. I liked it so much. Okay, thank you, Sahar. I work quite a lot with American teachers here in Spain, and sometimes we have good fun disagreeing with each other. That can be quite good fun, disagreeing with the American teachers. I teach Spanish students English, and sometimes they have the American teacher, and then they come to me, and they're talking about walking on the sidewalk and going to get gas for their car, and just for fun we correct them. I pretend I don't understand what they're saying, so we have good fun with the American teachers. Well, I hope we have good fun. Okay, thank you, Sahar. I'm so lovely and warm-hearted. That's my British accent for you. That's my British accent. Okay, I'm going to ask you, before we go, I'm going to ask you what time it is in your country and what are you going to do for the rest of the day. So, for example, in Spain at the moment, it's 08:36. After this class, I have another class, and then I'm going to have breakfast. Okay, so Rustam, tell me, what time is it in your country, and what are you going to do for the rest of the day? Okay, go ahead, Rustam.
It's 35 minutes past 1, and I just arrived from my vacation, from my Christmas holidays, and I will be traveling for next 24 hours to my workplace, to my city where I work.
Okay, so Rustam, is that, did you tell me the time in American? Because in English it would be 25 to 2.
Yeah, maybe. Is it a big difference between 35 past 1 or 25? Okay.
You can't have 30, yeah, exactly. You can't have 35 past.
Okay, and one more question. You said that the Cambridge exam doesn't accept American English. Could you give an example of exam which accepts American English?
No, I can't. Only American exams, I suppose.
You know IELTS? IELTS.
What does it stand for? International
English, I don't know, it's for you should pass it if you go to Canada or Australia.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up for you.
Okay.
Most English exams only accept English.
Okay. Thank you.
So I think you need to know both words.
That's not very good because most of the time I was speaking in American English. Just few times I have colleagues from UK, and I sometimes, especially from Scotland, I cannot understand.
Yes, well, British English is definitely the most correct.
Can you understand people from Scotland?
Yes, I can understand people from Edinburgh easier than from Glasgow.
And from Aberdeen?
Yes, no problem.
I cannot get it.
Okay, because the Scottish people have perfect English, but they have their Scottish accent.
Yes. But they have some local words, you know, some slang.
Yes.
Scottish slang.
Yes, they. Yes, they do. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Sahar, what time is it in your country, And what are you going to do for the rest of the day? Okay, good. And are we going to try to speak to Ode? Ode, are you there? Are you asleep? Or are you listening only? Can you give us a message in the chat box? I mean, maybe it's 3 a.m. in the morning in Ohud's country. I don't know. Maybe he's got the earphones on and he's having a little nap. No, he's not answering. Okay, so I'm going to tell you where I'm from. This is I'm going to put it in the chat box here. So I'm from Jersey. Okay, so this is definitely British, because America takes everything from British. So in America they have New Jersey. Okay, so everything was originally British. So I'm from Jersey, which is the Channel Islands, which is 100 miles south of the south of England. Okay, so I'm from a very small island called Jersey. It's only 9 miles wide by 5 miles deep. Very small. And on that island there is 100,000 people. Okay, so a lot of people on a small island. It reminds me of Hong Kong. Okay, a lot of people on a small island, but it's very beautiful. But also it's too small to live the whole of your life. Okay, so after the class, maybe go and Google Jersey, Channel Islands, and you can see where I was born. Okay, any questions for the last couple of minutes? The islands are very, very close to France. The islands are only 5 miles from France. And we can see France. We can see France from the island. And on Sundays, we used to go to France for lunch. It was good fun to go to France for lunch. But now I live in Spain. Yes, I love travelling. I've been very lucky. I've been very fortunate. I've managed to go to a lot of places in the world. Last year I actually went to America. Yes, Rustam, in the summer we do have a siesta. It took me about 3 years to get used to the Spanish times, because the Spanish time is very different. And in the summer it gets so hot, it makes sense to have a siesta in the afternoon. And now I have my dinner at 9 p.m. or in the summer 10 p.m. 5 years ago this was ridiculous, but now it's normal. So in Spain the days are very long because we get up early and we go to bed very late. So we make the most of our 24 hours of every day. Okay, I'm going to speak some American for you, just to let you know I can. So I'm going to say, okay guys, it's time to go. Okay guys, it's time to go. Okay, there's the slides. Okay, I've opened the slides for you. So you can go back and you can look again. Okay, so take care everyone. Have a great day. And I think it's not too late to say a Happy New Year to everybody. Have a great year. This time next year you will all be fluent in American. Okay, take care everybody. Bye bye. Thank you.